Welcome back to Atlanta and Company, everyone. I'm Christine Pilara. Are you in the process of starting your own business or thinking about it? Well, this is a great time to do it. Yes, believe it or not, it is. Resources are easier and cheaper to come by than ever before. But before you get too far ahead of yourself, make sure you have all your legal and financial ducks in a row. We're continuing our series on starting your own business with the shopping queen. Now, we should mention she isn't a lawyer or an accountant, nor does she play one on TV, but she has some practical advice and resources to share for your specific situation. Please make sure you consult your own attorney and CPA. But here she is now with some fantastic tips. We're so happy to have you here. And we did stories this morning, as you could already hear, on mom entrepreneurs, teen entrepreneurs. So now is a good time to get out there. But before you do, what is one of the tips about separating yourself from your business venture? Explain that.
Yes, once you actually establish that this is truly a business, it's a little bit past a hobby, that you are generating some income, you really should consider separating yourself from your business in both the financial aspects as well as the legal aspects, that you create separate entities to protect yourself as far as when you grow your business, that it is truly separate. And it also helps with all of the paperwork and accounting and everything else as well.
Okay, let's start with legally. What should we be looking for or planning when we do decide to start our own business? Because it can be overwhelming.
Yeah, the main thing that you're looking for when you're creating a separate legal entity is basically liability protection, to protect you and your assets from liability. Okay. And there's a variety of different options that you have in creating an entity in Georgia, ranging from sole proprietorship, which has no liability protection, to a corporation, which has the maximum liability protection. But there's also choices in between, like a limited liability corporation or a limited partnership. So there's several different options, and depending on your circumstances, you have to figure out which way is going to be the best for you. But you really have to consult with an attorney and understand what the different options are.
Exactly. And a lot of people do dream of starting their own business to make a little extra cash, of course. But what do you advise about finances and the financial aspect of it?
Well, you should also create, I know it all sounds overwhelming, but you should also create a separate financial entity as well, like with the IRS, having a separate tax ID number for your business and separate accounting and booking procedures to make sure that all of the income and all of your expenses are kept separate, and not to mention how much easier it'll be when it comes tax time.
Absolutely.
And as far as which entity that you would choose, that is somewhat tied into what kind of legal entity you choose to be. Okay. But your CPA can definitely help you, guide you through which way to go.
Okay, so in this process, your lawyer and your CPA kind of will go a little hand in hand in helping advise you on the right path. Now, I think one mistake that people seem to make is that they don't know their regulations in their county or their local government. What can they do to make sure that they know exactly what they're doing?
Well, nothing can make it worse for a business to get started than local regulations. I think a lot of people forget about those. Right. That city and county regulations can really affect your business. The first and most important one is getting a business license. Okay. And that depends on whether you go to your city or your county, depending if you're in an unincorporated area or incorporated area, that you would have to go and get a business license in order to officially open the doors of your business.
Is that something you can do online? I mean, is it pretty easy?
Since it's city or county based, then it really depends on how sophisticated the city or the county is.
Good point.
As far as you being able to do that. And then also other things depending on the business that you have. If you, for example, have a restaurant or food service, you would need to get like a food service permit as well, and have to follow all those regulations. And if you're in a field that requires a professional license, such as cosmetology, electrician, general contractor, all the counties that you want to do business in will require that you have a valid state license in order to be doing that profession.
Exactly. Wow, it's a lot. You have to have your checklist and be very organized, it sounds like. And also something you recommend is to have your entrepreneurs join the local Chamber of Commerce. And why is that?
Well, you really don't want to reinvent the wheel. Why should you do something and give yourself a lot of heartache and headache if someone has already been there and can help you out? And that's why meeting with other entrepreneurs, networking can really help you both as far as advice, as far as what to do, what not to do, and just references too. If you're looking for a good attorney, if you're looking for a good CPA, they can provide you good references. And there's a variety of different options for chambers of commerce. You can start with like your small city chamber of commerce, or look at your county or the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, but there's a variety of different options for you to go out and really network with other entrepreneurs.
Now, Fatima, we're giving people so much information. Where can they find these resources? There's got to be lots of good websites that you can tell us about.
Well, the Secretary of State website is really, really helpful. So I would highly recommend that people that are thinking of starting their own businesses to check out the Secretary of State website. They even have a helpful chart that shows all the different legal and financial entities, which ones, the pros and cons of each one. So
terrific.
I would recommend people take a look at that, and also how they can start their own LLCs. If people, just want a little bit of protection and they think they want to go the LLC route, they can easily do that through the Secretary of State. So that's a great resource, as well as I do have all the links and information on my website, shoppingqueen.com.
Wonderful. And we have a part 3 next week, right?
Yes,
I
marketing.
Marketing,
yes.
Most important. Once you get everything up and running, how do you get your name out there? We'll look forward to that. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Well, if you would like more money-saving ideas, tips, coupons, whatever, visit the Shopping Queens website at shoppingqueen.com. Well, we have a nice, cool summer treat for the entire family. It's coming up next, a great recipe for a strawberry yogurt pie. Yum. Stick around. Sounds good.